Sakura Matou. Her backstory is almost as painful as the money I lost from not being patient. If you guys didn't know, back in the summer of 2021, I was fresh off binge watching all the Fate Stay Night Heaven's Fields movies, including Unlimited Blade Works and Fate Zero, and the original crappily animated 2006 version. If I had to rank my favorite Fate characters, it would be Gilgamesh, Saber Alter, Rin Tosaka, Archer, Screwed Up Sakura Matou, Kukulane, and then Shiro. So before I start this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And don't forget to check out my blog at otakusin.com where I talk about anime and anime figures. So yeah, I came across the Makiri no Hai and Saber Alter's Aniplex scale at the end of summer of 2021. Saber Alter was still available on Right Stuff Anime, Ukyokumo, and Lunar Toy Store. All the pre-orders for this Aniplex Fate Stay Night Heaven's Field Lost Butterfly figure passed their pre-order dates and were all booked up. Sad, I ended up signing up for all the email notifications for the pre-order drops or in-stock notifications. That's when the FOMO kicked in. One day, I just happened to come across a Lunar Toy Store and, oh my goodness, someone must have dropped their pre-order. Then it sinks in that it cost $344.99 plus the amazing $5 shipping, and I have to pay upfront. After paying for this pre-order back in October of 2021, I learned some valuable lessons by summer of 2022. That's like almost a full year later. So first thing I learned was missing out on pre-orders by the deadline or by being sold out, you can still get it on release day if you just be patient, especially for Aniplex figures. So even when pre-orders runs out, a majority of the time, even if it is a popular figure, there will still be extras available at US stores as they start getting it in stock. By the time it started making it to the United States, it was available on the Crunchyroll store. It was available on Right Stuff Anime and eventually at Lunar Toy Store. If you guys miss out on pre-orders on a majority of the figures that I wanted on release day, by the time it was released, you'll still have a really good shot at getting your hands on one. And the other thing that I learned was just don't buy Aniplex figures from non-partner Aniplex Plus stores. It's just way too expensive. They don't get that subsidized price like a Right Stuff Anime, like a Tokyo Otaku Mode, like a Crunchyroll store. So if you are from the US, just get Aniplex scales from an Aniplex partner store. The best place to pre-order, in my opinion, would be Right Stuff Anime. You might end up paying up a little bit more for shipping, but you don't have to pay up front, which to me is very valuable and is worth that few dollars difference to buy it from there. So around $270 to $280 would be what I would have been looking at if I was able to snag a pre-order or was able to buy it on release day as it came into the United States. So yeah, two things. Aniplex figures, only buy it from a partner store. And two, just be patient if you miss out on a pre-order and just put on notifications to get emails when they drop on all those websites like a Right Stuff Anime, Crunchyroll store, Tokyo Otaku Mode. And that takes me into Tokyo Otaku Mode. I rarely talk about them because I just don't really like their website. You know, they have a point system and then their point system is, I feel like, it's complicated for like no reason. The whole point of a point system is to have a returning customer base that gets rewarded for coming back. So, you know, I understand why they have a point system and I understand what they're trying to do to kind of have repeat customers. Still, when you read how it works, you have to essentially be buying from them every 60 days using some of the points in order for your points to not expire. So there's just like a certain mental pressure and mental headspace that I don't like about that. Like, I don't want to worry about all the benefits that I'm supposed to be getting by buying from the store. And I have to constantly think about, oh, I have to buy something within those 60 days or use some of the points for something in order for me to like get those benefits. It just sounds like super counterintuitive and like it's kind of helpful, but it's not. If it's like, we're all adults here and we have lives and I don't want to be thinking about, oh my God, in the back of my head, I gotta like use these points for this website. I don't want to be thinking like that. So yeah, I honestly, that's why I like Right Stuff Anime. I know I'm always, it feels like I'm shilling for Right Stuff Anime, but I just prefer them. And I prefer not paying up front. And I just like their model of, hey, when I buy a membership, I know I'm going to get certain perks. And I just like knowing that rather than just being constantly, week by week or month by month. Oh, did I buy something from this store in order so for me to keep my points? Like, I don't want to think like that. So I like it simple and stupid and like mental space free. And another issue that I had with them is like their email restock update notification system. So I've gotten several restock updates from like their websites, but once I click on the email, whatever email that they sent to me for whatever restock is just not available by the time I click on it. I get the notification on my phone, I go to my email right away, I click it, and it's not available. Websites like Right Stuff Anime, Hobby Genki, and Crunchyroll Store, when they notify me, it's actually available when I click on it. I'm sure there are other people and like bots that are watching like these restocks or drop pre-orders, so I can't like completely like blame Tokyo Otaku Mode. But funny enough, right before I started recording this, I got an email for a restock for this very figure, and it was actually available. Maybe I am being a little bit too harsh on them, but for like a newcomer to anime figure collecting, Tokyo Otaku Mode would be like at the bottom of my list for the US retail crowd. If you guys buy from Tokyo Otaku Mode and enjoy the perks, I completely get why you would buy it from Tokyo Otaku Mode. Still, I just prefer the simplistic business models of other websites. I would say they are a good backup website, but most of the time, most of the popular figures sell out pretty quick there. So yeah, that is pretty much my little rant on Tokyo Otaku Mode. So let's go back to talking about this figure. So when you assemble this figure, like it's a very, very easy assembly. It comes with the figure, it comes with the pieces for the base, and you have like the little manual, and it has the extra kind of faceplate visor that goes on the Saber Alter figure. So to put this figure together, it's a simple assembly, just, with the base, and then under the figure comes with the base itself, but you have attachments to the base. All you have to do is just align the little holes. That figure base attachment, on the Saber Ultra one, it has a similar attachment, which was kind of loose, so when you pick it up, it sometimes falls off. But this one seems to be on a little bit tighter and snug, so that's a good thing. So I opted to not use the visor faceplate for the Saber Ultra, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that it does fit on that figure. I just kind of prefer the current faceplate that I have for the Saber Ultra figure. I like the idea that her eye, like one of her eyes, is showing and peeking out a little bit more. It just looks cooler to me. So yeah, the aesthetics of this figure, I love the design and I love the look of this character. Flavor is probably not the right word, but the style embodies this character. For some reason, you're watching this video and don't know much about this character. This is like a dark Sakura Matou version. So, you have your evil Ryus, you have your Goku Blacks and regular Gokus. So it's a simple concept that a lot of different series and animes do, right? So her backstory and what happens to her in Heaven's Field, the movies, is all about being born into misfortune. Having been abused and defiled by her stepfamily, she was given away as a young child and is biological sisters with one of the main heroines, Rin Tosaka, which of course her family kept her, but her family is the one that ditched Sakura into this holy Zoken spider hell that she had to go through as a child and up until the point of Heaven's Field and everything that happens in Heaven's Field. Truly, she was used and manipulated to be broken down in order to get this Holy Grail wish. So for Sakura to turn into this shadowy dark vessel girl entity, it fits really well with the darkness and impurities that Sakura had to endure her whole life. All the sadness, pain, defilement, and I use the word defilement for a reason because that word really, I don't want to keep saying embody, but it really does embody this Sakura character because all the deep stuff with her whole like step family basically using her. She got used by her step brother and she got used by her grandpa. And add in the fact that, she was given away from her biological family. So for Sakura to turn into this shadowy, dark vessel Grail entity thing, it fits really well with the darkness and impurities that Sakura had to endure her whole life. This Makiri no Hai Sakura is the ultimate form of what represents this character at her worst. That's the biggest draw of why I like this character. This figure would 100% represent the Heaven's Feel path and is the darkest path in comparison to the original Fate Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works pathways. This figure represents the filthiness, griminess, impurity, all the trauma this character faced, all within this figure. That's what makes this particular version of Sakura compelling. The deep hurt this character faced, like, I feel it. Now that you have an idea of how I see this character, let's talk about what I would have loved to see better with this figure. I just wish they make the dark Grail stringy parts of her body that's kind of like hanging out from her legs into more of a soft mold that's just more than a plasticky feel. That goes for like the base as well. Yeah, it just reminds me a lot of like little kid toys. To be honest, that's probably my biggest knock on this figure and the Saber Ultra one. It's like the base and the little cheap plastic kind of feel of the dark Grail string things dress, I guess, part of her body. The other issues I had was with the red paint lines. Some spots look like little red square dots where the painting just stopped. Some of the paint lines look darker or lighter and didn't look like it was fully shaded in. From afar, it doesn't look like a big deal, but if you're a stickler for perfect painting, it might bother you. I'd be a lot happier if I had paid $280 for this figure rather than $350. But yeah, on the bright side, the sculpting looked really on point. The head and hair seemed to look really smooth. The shape of her body and legs look good. Her shape really does make it look like she's floating in the air. I love the design of the blotches of red on her body, the subtleness of showing her belly button, her little side chest area. I even noticed a not safe for work part of her body that I was not expecting. I promise you guys, I was just examining the quality of the figure and noticed like some butt cheeks. I did not think I'd find butt cheeks through the cracks of the dark Grail parts, strings of her body, but I saw butt cheeks. And the sculpting of her face, her expression, it's perfect for this character. It's the kind of look that says, "You're not scared of little old me, aren't you?" That's the kind of feel I get from this face, and it really does fit. It's very in character. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of the sculpting and choice of her face. A huge thumbs up there. So yeah, overall, man, I've waited months for this figure, and I've known like people, they have been getting this in really, really early since the beginning of this year. It just makes me sad that I got it so late and I paid so much more for it. But this figure has taught me some valuable lessons about anime figure collecting in regards to patience, price, where I should be getting my Aniplex figures from. Hobby Genki is my Japanese store that I would be getting my Aniplex figures from. If not, it's most likely going to be Right Stuff Anime. Those are my two main choices, but other than that, yeah, there are other options. I went on a little rant about Tokyo Otaku Mode. I know there's people that really, really do like them, and they are a trustworthy website. It's just I don't like their business model. I think there are just better options, but they are a backup if they can be a backup. But I would recommend other stores before I recommend Tokyo Otaku Mode. So yeah, that is pretty much what I think of this figure. I don't think they're gonna make any re-release of this figure. It's specifically for the movies, and they're not gonna re-release the movies or anything like that. So I just don't really see Aniplex re-releasing the same figure. So yeah, in terms of value, you guys know how much I value the store of value of collecting. When you buy stuff, it still holds a majority of their value. That and just having the figure itself, I really love the design. I love the character. I love what it represents for the whole Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. And yeah, if you're able to still pick up this figure, if you're still, for some reason, still thinking about getting it, I've seen a lot of people already selling it or reselling it. So around $220. That looks like price $220 to $250. So It's almost the retail price that you could get it right now for people that's trying to get rid of the anime figures. But yeah, this is something that's I'm gonna probably keep for a very, very long time. It goes great with the Saber Ultra one. I really, really like the Saber Ultra one. And yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say. I bought it from Lunar Toy Store. They are an okay website. Their shipping is kind of so-so. It's not that great. The Saber Ultra one, it did come with a dent on the box. They don't pack the box as cleanly, so they're towards the bottom of my list of where I would buy from. So yeah, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Please comment down below what you guys think about this figure. And of course, check out my blog at otakusin.com. Check out my other YouTube videos. And I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next video.